Hi all, out and about today, so away from the desk and timetabling, been into a school, what would be referred to as a special school, but I'm just going to call it a school in East Norwich called the Wherry School. It is a facility for young people who are not in the mainstream but are being educated in a special facility. Now, I say all of those things with great care. As you know, a lot of the themes of what I've been talking about for some time have been about inclusion and concern about SEN. What I found today, and I thank Rachel Quick and Imogen Harvey and their welcome and their view and their tour of the school, just the sense in which the young people are educating. They're part of something that, yes, there's dysregulation, but no more than you'd see in any school. The reality of the conversation about learning, they talk a lot about understanding the pedagogy, and yes, they're neurodiverse young people, but some absolutely inspiring stories of how their experience of education has changed them, and they value the learning and they see it as helping them. And the feedback, the student voice is telling the teachers and the professionals that the process is valuable to them, and they are engaged in it. I saw a young man who'd designed a word game that's used by teachers in the classroom, and he was able to articulate about his use of HTML code and CSS code, and how he was using that to better the game. I saw another couple of young people who were using AI to create images, and I'm going to shout out for Jake and his the language that he was using was just brilliant. It was rhythmic, it was poetic, it was poignant, really spectacular stuff. And others, that's just two, musicians and drummers, and sixth formers that are finding work. So this is an all through, primary through to sixth form, and learners that are getting an experience which is setting them up for the future. Now, there's only 130 of them, and yes, they've got high needs, and yes, some of them will be seen as quite challenging, but they certainly were learning how to regulate and self-regulate, and what they were doing and skills that they were learning. And Imogen is championing the ASK curriculum, so it's an autistic sensitive skills and knowledge. So not just about content, but about how they're managing themselves in various situations. You know, this is a school, and the secondary school are telling me, you know, they're doing English literature and language and maths and double science, and they've got options, and they're doing art and design technology and food technology and IT. So they've got choices. So most learners are coming out with a clutch of good GCSEs, and actually Rachel tells me that their results are they stand up against local secondary schools. So yes, it's personalised learning. Yes, it's highly inclusive. These children are not excluded because of some behavioural issues, and they've got some wonderful techniques, and they've developed some nuances and specialities in their daily activity. I can't speak positively enough about the process they've gone through. So we're going to feature more about, Imogen's going to come and talk about the ASK curriculum, because I think a lot of mainstream teachers need to understand it. The issues of neurodiversity are not just for special schools. It is for all children in all schools. We need to understand how regulation works, primary, secondary and sixth form. Do you know, the reflection, I'm going on to a school now that's reputation as a high-performing mainstream school, and the contrast between the provision, the facility, the training, the access is quite intriguing. But you know, shout out to the school, the Wherry School. Go look it up on website. Look at what the team are doing. It is spectacular. It is spectacular.